You'd like to get a set of tapes for the racing. Brian got some great action last night, a couple of rollovers, and the big run, of course, was there. As David Lowe's got problems with the car down here on the front straight, he's just, the car gets a bit hot when it's stopped. You've got to just give it a bit of a nudge to get it going. So Danny Boy comes to the rescue. The next event, the last event, Heat 18, was brought to us, of course, by TB and JL Ransom Auto Electrician, who air conditioner specialist, starter motors and alternators, on-site work, heavy and light duty work, batteries, mobile phones, installations, immobiliser installations, spare parts on hand. They're at Prinsep Street, Collie. Give them a call on 9734 5445. That's TB and JL Ransom Auto Electricians. Event number 27 on the program, heat number 19, will be brought to us by Discount Auto Parts, where Doran Thompson has been flat out today, supplying bits and pieces for some of our race car drivers. As we still have a hang-up over there, getting David Lowe's car off the track. So Discount Auto Parts, wholesale and retail quality auto parts and accessories, exhaust, brakes, suspension, Land Cruiser parts, plus heaps more in the Big Blue Store, 57 Steer Street, Collie. Don't forget that tonight's racing is brought to us by Pine Hauliers. Starters and riders in this event. Let's have a look at them. Number 6, Phil Rose is out there. I'm trying to find the event page. We've got it here. There's been a lot of modifications with withdrawals, etc. So Phil Rose. On his outside is number 63, Paul Bennett. Then the next row back, car number 3, Peter Katona. Then car number 7, it is Graham McSweeney. He goes very well as well. He's a fast peddler, that one. Number 29, Paul Belfield. Number 25, Ted, never wrong, right. And car number 43 is Brad Mitchell. Okay, so we're just trying to get a little bit more efficient around the track, getting cars on and off the track. A little bit more efficient tonight than last night, but there's still room to pick up, get this championship final underway at a good hour tonight. As Phil Rose looking for a victory here. Jason, have we had a win for Phil Rose yet? No, Phil Rose has not won a race. He won 4 in the state title down at Margaret River. Has not won a race in the national title yet. Okay, we're still waiting now. The cars have done an extra circulation. If they're going to circulate slowly on the track, I wish they'd just go up to half track high and pack it a little bit. It would just help with the racing surface. And in case you're wondering what's happened to Grant Woodhams, we didn't upset him and send him back to Geraldton. He's out there on the light tower on the Cardinals corner. He's got a camera in hand and he's taken snappy pictures there for the Speedway Sedan Digest. And he won't need to take one of Darren Blight's car because he's got an absolute ripper on the front cover of this month's Speedway Sedan Digest. Available all around Western Australia at $3 each. So all you have to do is contact Grant tonight. We'll probably get some down here in the ice cream van if we can, and you'll be able to get up there and buy one. It's got all the story on sedan car racing throughout the place, and lots of pictures in there as well. Lots of good sponsors who are involved in Speedway. Super sedans all quiet at the east, on the eastern front, etc. Well, we're about ready to go with this event. Number 63, Paul Bennett, doesn't want to mess around. He goes to the lead early, but coming back with a vengeance is Phil Rose in car number 6. Fearless Phil Rose into the back straight away now. Graham McSweeney on the outside moves up into 3rd place. The car on the inside looks like Peter Katona. Past the Katona fans now is Peter Katona in 3rd place. Down the front straight they come. Sigmas 1 and 2 at the moment, with Phil Rose leading Paul Bennett. Phil Rose in car number 6, Paul Bennett in 63. Peter Katona on the inside, gets away now up into 3rd place. And it looks like Graham McSweeney's got some problems. He's lost 2 places. He may lose a 3rd as Brad Mitchell comes into the action. Down the front straight they come with Phil Rose. Picked an automotive specialist there. If Phil Rose is doing a great job here in Cardinals corner now, out of turn 2. Peter Katona has gone up to the wall. He's touched the wall. I hope Peter's okay. We'll just have to check. I'm sure the yellows will be on. It is. He's got a problem, perhaps a flat. The Katona fan club have Please don't slash the seats and go home yet. We've still got an opportunity, so please, Katona Fan Club, don't slash the seats and go home. It isn't a theatre. We're right where who will score in 2004 from last night, but Sean Fitzgerald, one of our local competitors who crashed into the wall on Palmer's Turn, was taken to hospital and came home with a very sore knee. Eric Hutchins, who also went to hospital, is back racing tonight. Car number 6, Phil Rose. Down the front straight now, leads the restart on the Witch's Hat. Back then to Paul Bennett. Behind Paul Bennett, it looks like Ted Wright in car number 25. I didn't know where Paul came from, but the fire ute out on the infield, flashing some lights. Not quite sure what the reason is for. But the headlights were flashing on and off, but everything's all in order now as Phil Rose down the front straightaway leads the charge. Back then to Paul Bennett, then Ted Wright. Jason is having a good drive in this race. Ted Wright, Paul Belfield's the next car through. Back then behind him comes Brad Mitchell in car number 43. Up then behind him, I'm just trying to pick up who the driver is. The next one through. It is car number 10, of course, is Michael Iwanow, and that car looks absolutely magnificent. But the race leader is still Phil Rose. Fearless Phil Rose, Jason, a hell of a nice guy, but has got a good mortgage on this race at the moment.
Well, I wouldn't say a mortgage, but he leads nicely at the moment. The halfway mark, back to second spot, Paul Bennett, then Ted Wright. Paul Belfield in fourth. Graham McSweeney has the car up and mobile again. He went back through the field there momentarily in car number 7, then 43, Brad Mitchell. And last of all is Michael Iwanow in car number 10. Into the main straight once again. The race leader is Fearless Phil Rose for Picton Automotives. Bunbury Engines, car number 63 of Paul Bennett in second. Then 25, Ted Wright. 29 of Paul Belfield, and the all-red Tirana runs fourth. That last lap was a 20.953 from Phil Rose. So they come out of turn 4 once again. A few laps still to go. Rose the leader. Bunbury bearing 63 in second spot, Paul Bennett. Trying to stay in touch with Phil Rose. Back then in third spot, still that of Ted Wright, Paul Belfield, Graham McSweeney. Then in sixth spot is the 43 car of Brad Mitchell, and last is still car number 10 of Michael Iwanow. 21.239 a time for Phil Rose. This heat is heat number 27 of the National Championship, proudly brought to you by Discount Auto Parts, the Big Blue Store down there in Steer Street, bringing you all the action of heat number 19, event number 27. 21.079 for Phil Rose. Still in second spot, Paul Bennett. Third spot, still 25 of Ted Wright, but the gap is closing between he, Paul Belfield, and Graham McSweeney. Belfield and McSweeney both from Albany. Back to Michael Iwanow and the 43 car of Brad Mitchell. Rose the leader. Second spot is Paul Bennett. Third spot is 25 of Ted Wright. That's where the action is. Wright, Belfield and McSweeney. Don Crombie gets fidgety with the white flag, which now indicates 1 lap to go for Phil Rose in car number 6. 21.456 that time round for Phil Rose. Bennett in second. Third spot still Wright, Belfield, McSweeney. Then Michael Iwanow and Brad Mitchell is the last of the 7 cars remaining. But put your hands together from Bunbury. It's Phil Rose first across the line in car number 6. Second home, Paul Bennett in 63. For third, 25, Ted Wright. 29, Paul Belfield, Graham McSweeney. Michael Iwanow in 10 and Brad Mitchell in 43. The all-up time for the last 10 laps is 3 minutes 31.841. The last lap was 21.521 and the quick lap was on lap number 9 of 21.07.